Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Paul Esden Jr., aka Boy Green. We're streaming live right now on the Heavy on Jets Facebook page, on my YouTube channel, and of course on my Twitter account, twitter.com/boygreen25. And let's throw it up on the banner down below and make sure you guys hit all the buttons right here, scrolling ticker at boygreen25 everywhere. First off, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, fellow Jets fans. I got the full support the troops gear for a nice Christmas gift. Shout out to the Bellaviews, my in-laws, and shout out to the Esdens, my other family, for the nice official support the troops gear. So make sure you support the troops. Everybody, the Jets got to win, no matter where you're watching. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that share button, and also feel free to jump in the comments wherever you are and express your thoughts, your excitement, your chutzpah, whatever it may be on this New York Jets victory. We're going to break it all down, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we'll talk about the NFL draft implications and everything else. Again, hop in the comments. And again, after every single New York Jets game, we go live. So this happens every single week, plus additional content, mailbags, and things of that nature. Wow, what a win by the New York Jets. Now, I know some, and I'll address this right off the beginning, some are going to be disappointed with this win as a Jets fan. Seeing the Texans blow out the Chargers. I know the Lions lost, and obviously the Jets just beat the Jags. So they've taken themselves out of the running for the number one pick. It would take a lot of obscene circumstances for them to get back into that discussion. Likely that conversation is over. And I will say this, I know there are some people that are mad out there, but you know what? I will not be one of them. I will not be one that's upset that the Jets won this game late in the year. I will never apologize for a victory, because look at all the positivity. Look at all the optimism. Zach Wilson, terrific. And by the way, I just tweeted this fun fact out, but I'll share it with each and every one of you. Zach Wilson has got 103 straight passes without a pick. He has 2 picks in his last 6 games. That's progress. That's development. That is encouraging signs for the future. And wow, unbelievable, Mr. Zach Wilson. And then, of course, how can we not talk about the wheels, the speed, Michael Vick, Zach Wilson? I'm not sure which, but you know what? Zach Wilson showing the little shake and bake, the chutzpah, the moving around, the improvisational skills that all of us fell in love with watching the tape at BYU. Wow, what a run. And by the way, another fun fact, that was the longest touchdown run by a quarterback in Jets franchise history. I mean, how can you not be excited when you see Michael Carter have the first 100-plus yard rushing performance of his career? That is exceptional. You see the young guys making plays for this team. I thought that was great. I thought it was groovy, and we're talking about a Jets dub, so I love it. I don't care if it was the Jaguars. You don't pick who you play. You step out on the football field, and you play who's out there, and the Jets sure as heck did. So happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I hope you guys all had a good one, and boo-wee, Jets get a win. Let's go into the comments. This is fantastic. All right, again, wherever you are, make sure you show up with the like button and the subscribe. It makes such a major difference for us, and we crank out content every week. So please take a few seconds to hop over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button and like wherever you're watching. All right, let's go over to Brian. Howdy. How you doing, Brian? Howdy diddly. Let's go over to Daniel, excuse me. Jets win. Woo! Love it. Jets dub, baby. It's phenomenal. Michael Miller, Pennsylvania representing. I love it. Absolutely. And let's go to Mitch, Braxton Berrios, Michael Carter, and Zach Wilson. Flex on him, baby. I couldn't believe I went through that entire monologue of not mentioning Braxton Berrios. Should have been a Pro Bowler, Berrios. I mean, a phenomenal 103-yard kick return to the house. He showed his chutzpah, obviously, in some key third down conversions in that game. A guy that showed some real chutzpah. And that's a word I'm probably going to get the over-under on. Smash the over for that. That's one of my favorite words. I use that a lot. But Braxton, probably the best game of his Jets career. You have the special teams prowess, which is terrific. And you had the greatness in the receiving game. The Jets are down their top 3 receivers. No Corey Davis out for the year. Elijah Moore still on IR. And then, of course, you throw in Jamison Crowder, who was out for this game as well. So Zach Wilson. And this is what makes the Zach Wilson thing even more impressive for me. Is that Zach Wilson was doing this with Garbaggio around him. Top 3 receivers out. His offensive line was in shambles. No Elijah Vera Tucker. No Laurent Duvernay-Tardif. Okay, and then Morgan Moses gets injured in the game. Connor McGovern gets injured in the game, and I get it late, but still, he's operating with some scrub offensive line, less weapons than he normally has, but no excuse. Zach Wilson performed. And what a solid performance. Just a rock solid performance with a little spectacular thrown in there on the obvious touchdown run and just operating the offense. No turnover. And while there was a couple almost turnovers, by the way, none of that his fault. Tyler Kroft, blip, ball kind of pops up. And George Fant, by the way, breaking up one of those potential interceptions. So I don't care what anyone says there. What a phenomenal performance from Zach Wilson. That's exactly what we wanted to see. So great progress there. Bryant, got to be happy for the players. Amen. And think about, I just mentioned some of the injuries. Mention the COVID. 20-plus players from the practice squad roster. Robert Saleh wasn't even there. It was Ron Middleton who stepped in, and what a meme-worthy guy that is. But you got to be happy for the players that overcome an unbelievable amount of obstacles and turning points in this game that was back and forth and crazy. We had an offensive lineman score a touchdown. We were to return touchdown. I mean, get out the bingo card, people. We had a little bit of everything sprinkled into this contest. I am so happy for the players. To Daniel, so proud of today's win. Injuries everywhere, no doubt about it. I am so proud of this Jets team. That's a great win, baby. That's a great win. Black Spade here, Spade. That was way too close. Jacksonville won that for us. I will say this. I mean, Jacksonville, it was close, but you know what, again, what are we talking about here? You know, before the year, I'm like, the Jets are way better than Jacksonville. But look at the record, people. Heading into this game, Jets 3-11, Jaguars 2-12. I mean, you know, Bill Parcells says you are what your record says you are. So, quite frankly, you know, they are around the same team. They had to prove that they were better, and they did getting the dub. But, you know, again, Trevor Lawrence walking right down the field and, you know, carving up this no-name COVID-related defense. I mean, quite frankly, they didn't have a lot of, you know, juice on that side of the ball. They kind of had to operate with what they had, and they were this close to winning that ball game. And I was surprised when Trevor Lawrence and Jaguars drove down the field. Third down, they run up and spike it. I would have said, man, with your time, like, I don't know, have a play ready because you waste it down and then you give yourself only one chance. That was kind of weird. But, hey, and speaking of weird, obviously the Jets were super aggressive in this game. They had a fake field goal. They went for it a bunch of times inside the 5-yard line and didn't get it a bunch, but you got to like the, you know, the backbone from this team that's 3-11 at the time. They're like, screw this, man. We're playing to win. We're not just messing around here. Maybe too aggressive at points, but nonetheless, good stuff there. And my mama, great win with the little trophy emoji. Damn right. Damn right. Paul A. Edgton Sr., good team win. Unclear who won the battle of top quarterbacks. I would respectfully disagree. I think it was clear. I think Zach Wilson won this battle. And quite frankly, obviously in the ground game, he had 90-plus yards rushing. Trevor Lawrence had like 30 and also lost a fumble. Zach Wilson, no turnovers. Trevor Lawrence, the fumble lost. Also, I would also throw this in here, and I'll tweet this out later, but Trevor Lawrence has gone something like 8 straight games or 8 games with 1 touchdown. I mean, it just has not been very pretty for Mr. Trevor Lawrence. I think Zach Wilson won this going away, quite frankly. I know it wasn't the exceptional passing game you were looking for, but I think there was a lot of weird circumstances you got to consider. The return touchdown takes an entire drive off the board. A couple of key drops. That was unfortunate. And a lot of Denzel Mims, what the hell are you doing, man? Jeff Smith, a horrible drop on 3rd down. I mean, and not a lot of help there from his teammates, that's for sure. All right, let's go through some other comments. Again, wherever you're watching, guys, show your support. Throw up the thumbs up on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, wherever you are, drop your comments in. We'll involve them and engage you on today's program. Again, Jets get the win. My name is Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. You can see it on the scrolling ticker. Follow me on all social media at BoyGreen25. So proud of today's win. 1,000 injuries to the offensive side of the ball. We still came out with a win. Again, that's something to be proud of, Jet fans. That's it. Troy, well, they tried as hard as they could, but just couldn't quite come up with the loss. And I know that is the draft fans out there. And I'm a major draft fan myself. But again, for me, here's how I deal with this. And I said it before the game, so you could go check. You could fact check me or at me, so to speak. You know, for me, I rationalize the win or loss, the result. So if they win, as they did, obviously. I'm excited. I think a lot of young players showed some real juice. Michael Carter, first 100-yard plus rushing game of his career. Exciting. First 100-yard plus rusher in general for the Jets since 2020. Zach Wilson looked really good. And then just the overall fight and, I'm trying to avoid saying the word chutzpah again. But, they just kind of showed something. They showed an it factor when it was easy to roll over. The COVID situation, the injuries. It would have been easy to lose to the Jaguars, but they didn't. So I come away with this encouraged. If they would have lost, I would have spun it. Especially, the worst thing that could have possibly happened today is the Jets win and Zach Wilson looks terrible. So they win like 9-6, and you're like, oh, boy, what happened here? So Zach Wilson, you don't feel encouraged by that. And then they win the game. You're kind of like, well, it wasn't great. This one, they won the game. They showed life. Zach Wilson looked good. Michael Carter looked good. So I'm happy about this. I am happy about this. Michael effing Carter. That's right, Jacob. He was just special, man. He has contact balance. He rarely goes down on first contact. He always is driving his feet. We got a future RB1. No question about it. We excited about that. Daniel, I can't wait until we get Moore and Crowder back, especially Moore. Obviously, he had been riding that stardom train. He's expected to be back for the final two games, which would be these two games, Tampa Bay and Buffalo. Hopefully, we'll get an update there from Ron Middleton, because we won't hear from Salah at the earliest until Monday, virtually on a Zoom call, but we'll keep an eye on that, depending on passing protocols and things of that nature. But Crowder, too. He's a pending free agent. Not sure if he will be back next year. Vic James, good win for Jet fans, no problem. And you bet. Jet chants like, get it, Steve Kirk. J-E-T-S. Jets, Jets, Jets. Yes, sir. I'm pumped up. I'm jazzed, baby. All you should be as well. And again, happy holidays. I got the full Support the Troops gear on. Got this for Christmas. Brand new hat, brand new hoodie. Very nice. Shout out to the fam for that one. That is terrific. Hopefully all you guys got wonderful Jets gifts. Make sure you show them to me. You can tweet at me, @BoyGreen25, BOY Green, the color 25, right here. So make sure you send me those pictures. I'd love to see them. Let's go back to Dano here. Braxton Berrios balled out today again. Best game as a Jet, I think. Best game as a Jet. The trick play was too much. We don't have the ability to back that up yet. I think Mike LaFleur's done a really good job of mixing in the trick plays and making that kind of a part of the game plan. And I think part of it, a lot of people, I think, confused it. People see the trick plays and the Jets say, man, you're going too crazy. For me, when you have less talent, now it's also harder to run trick plays when you have less talent, but also to misdirect, to trick the defense. That's a way to beat them as well. So I think, we'll see what happens with Mike LaFleur, but I just think he's feeling froggy. I think he's getting aggressive, and I like to see it. Let's go to Mark. Great win. A great Jets win. A win is a win. More importantly, Zach showing improvement. And again, I mentioned the stat earlier. It's on my Twitter account, but I'll say it again. Zach Wilson has gone 103 straight passes without a pick. And in 6 games in a row, he only has 2 picks. Phenomenal. And think about that Patriot horrible game at the beginning of the year where he tosses 4 picks. To think he had that and then now 2 picks in 6 games, incredible progress and development from Zach Wilson. You have to be encouraged. Terrell Martins, keep the 4-stringers. Yeah, it felt like a preseason game, quite frankly, with all of that happening. But they just overcame, which was really cool. Let's go over to Steve, jump over to YouTube. Happy the Jets won. I'm a Raiders fan, but like seeing real fan bases get dubs. I know the feeling, but you all have a foundation now. It's about building off of that. See y'all in the Super Bowl soon. Steve, I love it. Steve. So shout out to your Raiders. So hopefully they can make a run. But yeah, I love that other so like obviously this is a Jets post-game show. And again, we're streaming live on Heavy on Jets on Facebook, my YouTube channel, my Twitter account. But I love just getting other fans jumping in here. To me, that's the encouraging side to me, is the youth people. Michael Carter, Zach Wilson, Elijah Moore looks really good. Elijah Vera Tucker, I know he didn't play in this game, but he looks good. What a draft class in 2021. Brandon Eccles had a horrible game today, no question about it. And Michael Carter II was out for this game because of COVID. But you got a lot of youth and a lot of chutzpah here that is really encouraging. All right, Eric Smith, good fight. Happy to see mostly young players fight to win. Again, that's encouraging. When you have these wins and like these veterans are kind of doing it, you're kind of like, are they even going to be here? Like Keelan Cole, Jamison Crowder. Like, are these guys going to be around? I don't think so. Back to YouTube. Paul Klein, can't root for a loss for draft picks. Look at 2018. Mayfield 1, Barkley 2, Darnold 3. Players and staff needed a win. I agree, Paul. Paul here. Again, there are going to be a lot of people, Jet fans out there that are watching this, that are going to complain to you. Say, we won a meaningless game. Boo-hoo. Again, I'm never going to cry over wins. That's not who I am. That's not what I'm about. And I'm a draft freak. I love the draft. We'll be doing mock draft Mondays here on the YouTube show and on Heavy on Jets and everything. And I love the draft. But again, this in particular, with the coaching staff I believe in and Saleh, with young core I believe in and Zach Wilson, Michael Carter, these guys, these wins are huge. They're foundational for this team moving forward. So I don't care what anybody says. And again, there are going to be people that reach out to you and say, dumb win, all this. I don't care. Don't care. I think this was a good win. And to your point, that anything happens, right? The 2018 draft, everyone said, Sam Darnold, number 1. He fell to number 3, and the Jets got Darnold. Now, obviously, it didn't work out, obviously. But the fact of the matter is this, anything could happen in the draft. Although I fully expect, obviously, the Jets' top 2 edge rushers there, the potential of the draft, Aiden Hutchinson of Michigan and Kayvon Thibodeaux of Oregon, will be off the board. Likely. But anything can happen, so we'll keep an eye out for that. All right, let's keep going through all the comments here. We go to Jacob Brendan. I honestly think what made the difference today for Zach is that even though he had no wide receiver weapons, the presence of Carter proved to be very effective. Quite, I would say. And I got to give a major shout-out to this Jets offensive line, this ragtag group. I mentioned it. So George Fant came back. That's a plus. You had Dan Feeney. Gross. You had Connor McGovern, who's played solid. You had Greg Van Roten. Gross. And they had Morgan Moses. Solid. So you kind of had this weird sandwich of players. But I said, oh, boy, give a prayer for Zach Wilson for this game because the offensive line was doo-doo. But I will say, heading into the game, obviously on paper, but I got to give a major shout-out to the Jets offensive line for Mike LaFleur scheming up a good game plan because, wow, I mean, they just did a phenomenal job of protecting Zach Wilson. He was only sacked once in this game. And by the way, that one sack came in the third quarter. So huge shout out to the schematics, to the offensive line, to everybody for stepping up. What an exceptional game. That's the other thing that makes me feel good. And Zach Wilson did a good job. By the way, of course, obviously, we all saw the 52-yard touchdown run, the jukes, the everything was terrific. But Zach Wilson just used his legs more. I think he had 3 carries for 91 yards. He was just willing to grab the green grass in front of him. And we begged for Sam Darnold to do that when he was here. So that was super encouraging to see. Exactly. There was poor coaching for Jacksonville. Sure was in this game. Berrios needs to start in the slot. Now, that could be a thing. Jamison Crowder out, Braxton Berrios in. Although, if he's running that much on offense, maybe you don't get the same juice on return game. So that's the one factor you got to get in here. But no question, Braxton Berrios needs to be re-signed ASAP. I'd like to see that happen before the press conference on Monday, quite frankly. That's what I would like to see. Che Kelly Carter, Mims is Garbaggio. I did like the aggressive calls. Yeah, Mims, man, what do you do, man? Doesn't register a catch. He had a chance on 4th and goal and kind of flubbed it. I mean, man, what a sad story Mims is. A second-year player, promising as a former second-round pick, but it's just not there. I imagine he's going to get traded in the offseason if they could get a good enough deal. I don't think they just flip him for garbage, like a 7th-round pick or 6th-round pick, but if they could get something reasonable, I think they will. He's still super got another 2 years left on his contract, super dirt cheap, so I don't think Joe Douglas will give that away, but Joe Douglas historically has gotten more than what we think for players. Tony, great job of protecting Zach Wilson. Yeah, man, look at the stats. I believe if I had these in front of me, these numbers in front of me, he was sacked once in the game. So, you know, there's a couple of times he kind of got rattled a little bit where it came in and then he made plays, but I thought they did a really good job. So I will aggressively push back on the sarcasm there. I think they actually did a very solid job of protecting Zach in this game. Yeah, we will see, Roger. Hopefully good news, because I just shared the tweet. I don't know how it's doing because I'm on here with the live stream with you guys, but 103 straight pass without a pick on that. Maybe they'll make fun of the 100 yards and change passing. I won't. I thought it was a great game. Great game. Anthony, Merry Christmas late gift for the Jets. Wilson ran amok. I love it. Anthony, it was terrific. It was absolutely exceptional. It was fun to see, and it makes you feel good. It makes you feel good. And then let's go back over to Daniel. Hoping Seattle can lose for us today. Then it'll be a really great Christmas. Yeah, maybe against the Bears. They're starting Nick Foles. So I don't know what confidence I have in that. But, Daniel, I like the optimism. I like the chutzpah. That's great. I'll go through a couple of comments here. Again, wherever you're watching, make sure you hit the subscribe button, throw up the thumbs up emoji, and all that. Obviously, the Zach Wilson, Connor McDermott touchdown, beautiful, great extension, little Jumbo Elliott action. Jumbo kind of bumbled the ball, right? Connor McDermott reaches out and snags it. So tight end one? I'm kidding. Also, Jason Pinnock, who's converted to safety because what else are the Jets going to do? Showed some real chutzpah here. At corner, it's been questionable, but safety, very nice from Jason Pinnock. I like seeing some of that chutzpah as well. I will just say this, for some of you fans that missed how bad the COVID was, the Jets were down 7 starters heading into this game because of COVID. Quentin Williams, late addition this morning. Foley Fatukasi out. John Franklin Myers out. Michael Carter II out. Ashton Davis out. Laurent Duvernay-Tardif out. Elijah Vera Tucker out. Look at all that out, and the Jets overcame that to win. To me, that's really impressive. By the way, it didn't happen for all the draft people out there. If the Jets would have lost, their chances for the number 1 pick would have jumped up from 11% to 23%. But again, to me, I don't care about that stuff. Again, if the loss happens, we could talk about it, but I'm not going to cry like, oh, man, they should have lost. Like, I'm never going to say that. By the way, Jacksonville, tip of the cap, came out super aggressive. You got to give that. So you had the Jaguars going for it on the fake punt. They put that defensive tackle doing a little refrigerator Perry in the backfield. I will also say I'll have an article out this week on it. Andre Cisco, the safety for the Jaguars, who had the near pick on Zach Wilson, crazy plays, a huge ball hawk here locally from Syracuse. He may be a guy. The Jaguars changing coaching staff. Jets need a safety. I'd make a call. See if I could throw a late round flyer for Andre Cisco. I may dig in on that. Just a little question there. I will say on the Zach Wilson touchdown run, the awareness, the moves, the improvisational skills, all that was terrific. So I really like what I saw from him. And also C.J. Mosley, not quite done yet. C.J. Mosley still showing some chutzpah. Nice on the strip sack on Trevor Lawrence. And again, super aggressive. Also, obviously, the Jets could have had this game going away. Think about it. They had the fake field goal, Braden Mann option. I like the creativity of the call. The execution was god-awful, unfortunately. And then they went for it a bunch of times on 4th down. Maybe it's a little Ron Middleton saying, hey, screw it, man. How many times am I going to get a chance to be a head coach? I don't know. Let's go. So I loved it. And then the Jets end up winning the game. So that's not a narrative, but not too shabby. Not too shabby at all, guys. So that was a lot of fun. And really, I got to just say, what a great win for this team. Obviously, there hasn't been a lot of them this year. It's a lot of fun to get wins and win football games because, unfortunately, it hasn't happened enough. To me, the arrow is pointing up heading into the offseason. There's a lot to be had and said and done in the final 2 weeks. They got 2 tough opponents, obviously. You got Tampa Bay, who's going to be playing for playoff position. You got the Buffalo Bills, who just beat the New England Patriots, so they kind of have control of the AFC East now. They have the divisional tiebreakers. They're now in first place in the AFC East. So they've got a lot to play for in these final 2 games. They're 2 tough challenges, but again, for me, it's progress and development. Let's see what else we could get from there. A couple more comments here from Bryant. McDermott was the tight end. Okay, I forgot about that. So yes, there you go. A couple of weird Hunter Smith comments. Go Bears. Thanks for sharing that in the Jets chat. Chargers lost to the Texans. I saw that, which was weird, by the way. I thought, man, Chargers defense in fantasy. Texans stink. They don't have Brandon Cooks. That should be a good choice. Not. I know you guys don't care about my fantasy, but what the hell, man? What the hell? I'll have to check all the fantasy stuff when I get off the show. Let's go to Daniel. Seattle has the worst passing defense in the NFL. We got a chance. Maybe. If Nick Foles' hero from Super Bowl glory can come up, maybe. Hefe, I like Pinnock at safety. He can develop the position more. He'll be good against tight ends. You know what's funny? So they're switching Pinnock from corner to safety. They're switching safeties from college to linebackers. I mean, they're experimenting. They're getting crazy. So I kind of like that. I like, kind of willing to do anything from that perspective. I think that's pretty cool. Okay. So I see go Bears for the Seattle draft pick. I see. Yes, that makes more sense. Thank you for that clarity. As well. And then Kyle, still no Becton. I will just quickly mention on this. Boy, it looks like he's done for the year, and I'd expect that announcement from Sal on Monday. I know he said if they could get him in for one game, it'd be worth it. It's not. I expect Becton to be announced done for the year on Monday. We will see if there's an official announcement on that. I do not expect Becton back this season. And while it will be disappointing because we thought week 1, oh boy, good news. as good of news as you could have gotten coming out of the MRI. But unfortunately, I think he's done, and that means hopefully he'll be ready for the start of 2022. So that's what we can hope for from that perspective. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up here for the Jets post-game show. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Happy holidays, everybody. Make sure you check out Heavy on Jets. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. I write articles, podcasts, live video shows like this. So like the community. If you're on Facebook, type in Heavy on Jets. Hit that like button. Okay, you're going to get a lot of cool content, all New York Jets, all the time. Also on my YouTube channel, this is my own personal stuff I like to do, like live streams like this, mailbags with fans, and other things of that nature. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button on the YouTube video. It makes a huge difference. And hit the subscribe button so you can get all my great content straight to you. You'd appreciate it. And, of course, on Twitter, @BoyGreen25. Love interacting, love engaging with the fans. Hit the follow button there as well, everybody. Again, happy holidays. We'll see you guys later this week. We got 2 games left. The rematch against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then one final tally against the Buffalo Bills, and we'll be with you for post-game shows for both of those contests. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.